Hello there everyone, I'm Swimmer and I'm back for a new USACO problem. I've been busy recently with other programming related things and I haven't had the time to solve any USACO problems, so I'm back now with another bronze problem, the January 2019 bronze contest problem, Guess the Animal. You guys can read over this problem in your own time. I'm not here to read the problem, I'm here to help you guys solve it. So, Bessie chose So essentially, what the problem is Bessie chose one animal from a list, and Elsie asked her specific questions about the characteristics of each animal. So for this input, you're given, let's say, you're given these birds and the specific amount of cows, and their characteristics. So flies and eats worms, the cow eats grass, and all this. And this is the number of characteristics. So what you want to do is choose one of them, and for example, if a characteristic of a chicken was fly, then if Elsie asked a question that said if the animal could fly, that would be a yes question, because the chicken could fly, but a chicken can't fly. So, but that's just an example. And with each question, the animals get narrowed down until one animal is left remaining. So if we can see this example, so does the animal fly? No. Does the animal eat grass? And so the animal in question is a cow. Does the animal eat grass? Yes. Does the cow make? Does the animal make milk? Yes. And does the animal go moo? And then yes. So that's essentially what it does. And all these questions come from these inputs. So how do we solve this problem? Well, we can iterate through all of the animals and their characteristics to find the total amount of common traits that the current animal has with all of the others at the end. And at the end, we'll return the maximum number of common traits plus 1, since the last question will always be a specific question for the last cow. So let's take the input and use this as an example. So we have bird, cow, sheep, goat, and if we look at this closely, bird does not have any in common with any others. Cow has 2 in common with goat, and sheep only has 1 in common with cow and goat. So obviously the most in common would be cow and goat. So essentially what the answer will be is we will have 2, and then we'll also have 1. So for example, if we ask, if she asks, does the animal make milk? Yes. And then does the animal eat grass? Yes. And also we need to ask a final question, which is about the cow. So is it awesome? We can ask this, or does it go moo? So we'll ask, let's just say is awesome, and then we'll find the cow. So that's how we get 3. So it's 1, 2, and then 3. Okay? So that's basically how we get that. And okay, so now let's get to coding this problem. Alright. So first off, we need to start with our default Python. So we just need to import sys. I have a template here, but I'm just not going to use it. But yeah. So we're also going to use just basically standard input, and we're going to reroute it to guess.in, and we're going to read this. Just copy this, and then we're also going to do standard output, and it's going to be .out, and it's going to be writing. We're going to be writing to this file on the USACO servers. So let's start off with our inputs and our variables. So we need n, which is the number of cows. Animals. So our animals, we're gonna set a list comprehension here. Split the input by spaces, and it's gonna be n times n animals. And then basically we're going to have our answers, which you will find the maximum value. Okay, so then we're going to iterate through the animals so we can convert the second value into an integer, because as we saw in the input, the second value is always an integer. Okay, let's go back. So for I in range of n, we're just going to convert animals of I of 1 is equal to int. So we're just going to convert them to integers here. Okay, and now we need to find the number of common traits. So common traits. We can do this easily with a number of common function. So define a function called numCommon, and we're gonna have x and y. Let's say. Okay, so we need our count, which is the number of common traits, and then we're also gonna need our two sort of animals. So let's just call them A1 and A2. And it's going to be equal to animals of X and animals of Y, because what we're inputting here is basically our we're going to be iterating through the entire thing, which is why we need this X and Y. We're not going to be passing lists here. We're going to be passing integers so we can access these like this. It's going to be easier. Okay, and then we just take the second half. We don't want the we don't want any interference between the first two, like this. We don't want this. We only want the treats. We don't want the anything else. Okay. So let's go back here. So A1 is equal to A1 of. We're just going to do some index slicing here, and then we're just going to switch this to A2. Okay, we're just going to chop off the first part and only take the traits. So we're going to check if we have any in common. So for I and V1, we're just going to say if I is in V2, then we'll just add it to the count. So if they're sharing it, then that's going to be another count. And then after this loop, we just return count. Alright, so that's our number of common function. Okay, so now it's really simple. We have our largest variable to find the current largest, and we iterate through for I in range, and then for j in range of I plus 1, because we want the next one. And then we're going to stop at n. Okay, so the largest is going to be the max of the largest, and the amount that the numbers have in common. So let's just say I and j. Okay, so we're gonna set the new largest to the max, because largest is gonna be, it's not gonna be 0. It's still gonna be this new value, and we're just iterating through the entire thing. And then after this, we just need to print the largest value, and then we add 1. Okay, so let's just try this out. Oops, I put a V there by accident. So let's just go this again, and let's check our output. We get 3. Perfect. So there you go, guys. I solved this problem for you. If you have any questions, feel free to contact me or put it in the comment section below. Thank you.